Hi, welcome to this video on speed, distance and time. This is a mixed exercise where you will have questions on speed, questions on distance and questions on time. And each of the questions will involve some element of converting between common decimal times. And I'm going to show you a handy little triangle that will always help you be able to do this without having to memorise the formulas. So this might just be a quick reminder for you of the three very common times that we need to know off by heart as decimals and fractions. In the questions, 15 minutes might also be referred to as a quarter of an hour instead. So 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. And we should know maybe from percentages that a quarter is 0.25, which is equivalent to 25%. So a quarter you should know is 0.25. 30 minutes is double of that. So 30 minutes is a half, and we all know a half is 0.5. And then 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour, which is 3 lots of that one, so 0.75. So you need to learn these off by heart, okay? It makes life so much simpler. And what will happen is in some of the questions we might ask you to write down 2 hours 15 minutes as a decimal. So we'd say, oh, that's 2 1/4, which is 2.25. Or you might get an answer of 3.75, but it's a time question. So you need to know to then rewrite that as, well, that's 3 full hours. 0.75 is 45 minutes. So you would write that as 3 hours 45 minutes. Okay? So this is your handy speed, distance, time triangle. It helps you remember all your formula, and I'm going to show you how. So you have to first of all remember the order that the letters go in. It's alphabetical, DST. Distance at the top, speed and time next to each other, okay? So what happens is, if you have a question that wants distance, now, you would put your finger over distance. I can't do that, but I can shade distance in, right? But this would be your finger over it. So that leaves you with S next to T, and when letters are side by side, they are multiplying. So distance equals speed times time. That is your formula there. If I wanted to work out the speed in a question, I would put my finger over speed. I'm just going to colour it in instead, okay? So I want speed. That leaves you with D over T. Now that means I divide. Speed equals distance over time. And if you wanted to work out time, you put your finger over time, and that leaves you with D over S. So distance divided by speed. And you should have seen all these hopefully before. If not, that's your formulas, and you get them all from the triangle. There's no need to memorise them, although you can figure them out sometimes with a bit of common sense and fully understanding the question. But the triangle definitely helps, and I'll use that in all my examples. So in this question, it says a distance, I've just made it really short and brief, sorry. So it wants to know how long it will take to go a distance of 130 miles at a speed of 40 miles per hour. So I am looking for time, so I'm going to colour in time. And that leaves me with D over S. So my formula is time equals distance over speed. And I always write that down first, because then it makes the rest of the question really simple. So you go put in your distance. Your distance is 130. Your speed is 40. And you do 130 divided by 40 on your calculator, and you get 3.25. So this journey takes 3.25 hours. But remember, for time calculations, they like the final answer in hours and minutes. So that would be 3 hours. 0.25 is your quarter, and a quarter is 15 minutes. One thing I should always mention is please put this line in as well. Don't go straight from the divide to your conversion into hours and minutes in case you make a mistake. You don't want to do that and lose possibly 2 marks in a test. So please put your decimal answer and then your broken out into hours and minutes answer, all right? Example 2, we have a distance of 200 kilometres and it's taken 2 hours 30 minutes. Now I straight away read that as 2.5 hours, okay? So how fast must you travel? So we're looking for speed this time, so I'm going to colour in speed, which leaves distance over time. So speed equals distance over time. I'm going to go back to the question. My distance was 200. And my time was 2 hours 30, so 2.5 hours. I used 2.5. And then you go to your calculator and work that out, and you get exactly 80. So my speed here was 80. Look at your distance, it was in kilometres. So it was kilometres per hour for your answer for that one. All right. And example 3, if you're travelling at a speed of 40 miles per hour for 2 hours 15 minutes, how far away is the destination? So how far away wants your distance? So I'm going to colour in distance, which leaves us S next to T. So that's speed times time. Okay, the others are both divides. The distance is the only one where you're multiplying. So your speed was 40 miles per hour. And your time was 2 hours 15. So 2 hours 15 is 2¼ hours, which is 2.25. Remember, 15 minutes is 0.25. And then if you do that on your calculator, you should get 90. So our distance is 90. Because it was miles per hour, it means my distance was 90 miles. Okay, so a wee reminder that your units come from the speed. All right. So that's me done, my 3 examples. I want you to go try these for yourself. So first 3, try without a calculator. Remember, use your triangle. It definitely helps you come up with the formula. Pause, try them, unpause and check your answers. So there are your answers there. Hopefully you got on well with them.